Hi, what's up, mate? I've been willing to actually give you guys this gift that can actually 10x your dating game. It just starts like this. Are you the seller or the buyer? What does it mean? Look, if you're on a dating app or you're just trying to prove yourself to that person, they are going to choose you. But if you are the one with the power, you are going to choose them. So they need to do the most work. How does it work? Let me elaborate, make sure you understand. Imagine you have a few options and you have the bigger upper hand. You can choose the other person. But if you do not have that one, for example, you're a guy and you want to choose someone, you give them too much attention. You reply very quickly. You send 10 messages, long messages. Imagine someone does that to you. You'll be like, well, they don't have anyone else. Well, even especially at the early stages of the like friendship, they would be like, you give too much attention. They would lose the interest. They would be like, they don't even know me, and I already have earned their respect and everything. So they would lose their interest in you. But if you try to go with the way that you would change the scenario, you would be like, okay, besides your best look, what are your good traits? That's the question no one asks. Everyone would be like, hey, yeah, you're very beautiful. Yeah, where are you from? Ah, great country. Yeah, what is that? Imagine someone is sitting and telling you, yes, everything you say is great. You're like, all the guys are really desperate and and you can be like, but another guy would be like, so, what do you want to achieve in your life? And they would be like, no one asked me that question. Or you would be like, besides your good looks, what can you do? And she would be like, then I have to prove myself to gain the respect. And that's how you change the scenario. You feel me, mate? Because if you would be sitting right there and you'd be like, you would try to like sell yourself, you would be selling yourself low. But if you would be sitting right there and you would change the scenario and would be like, okay, I need to choose. And I like imagine it's like a job interview and you're trying to hire that person. You would ask them some really wise questions, and they would look at you like, okay, this person has some options and he's probably high value, so they're not always agreeing with whatever I say. And that's the most important thing, man. I learned it very late in my life. Women say some stuff randomly and they know it's wrong. And if you don't say no, that's wrong, and you say, yeah, sure, they'll be like, this guy doesn't have any idea. He doesn't disagree with me. Sometimes it's like really interesting how women's psychology works because they would bring a fake fight to ignite things up for your reaction to see how much you can actually fight for your opinion. And you just need to be very calm and say, you know what you say is wrong, what I say is right, this is my boundary, that's it. Very calmly showing that you are actually having the power. And a lot of guys, actually, a lot of time, the guys who are really successful with women are usually the most calm guys, like really calm, really, they have like a inner peace to themselves. They understand this kind of concepts. You don't need to overreact to something that they do because most of the time this is actually, the test kind of things. They come, they throw something at you like in a conversation. Why did you do that? And if you reply in a very crazy way, they will be like, I can ignite his feeling. But if you be like, hey, you know what? I don't like that kind of attitude. This is like that is like this. You set the boundaries and you'll be like, hey, you know what? If you want to be with me, these are the things. And this is the most important part of the video. If you're willing to walk away, they would want you in the relationship. But if you're desperate just to stay and you'll be like yes to everything, you'll be a yes man, they're gonna walk all over you. It's not about the relationship, it's about everything. Imagine a job kind of thing. If the if you have a better kind of job opportunity, you go tell your boss would be like, you know what, we respect you, we want you to stay, we give you a raise. But if you be like, no one ever wants me at a job, this is the only job I have, they would never give you a raise. They would actually not promote you, but negatively demote you. So that's like that. Life is just like a video game, and you need to understand the psychology behind it, because a lot of times the power is about the psychology. If you can read the nonverbal communication, if you can understand the people, because everything that people say or do happens on a repeated pattern. They don't say something for once, they tend to do it over and over and over again, because we are creatures of habit. So if you can learn that, you can understand. And I gotta be very upfront about this. These days, a lot of people don't value your time. They just walk over you. They're selfish and they say, "Hey, this is what I want. This is how I do it." So if you want to actually become successful with yourself and in your life, you got to be with the right person that values you as a person. Otherwise, you will be much better off without them. If you're alone, you're not losing anything. If you actually have more time to spend your time wisely, learn something. Whereas if you just spend all your time and life on someone, they would bring so many kind of needs, and you have to be their servant to actually satisfy that. So why don't you respect yourself and look at yourself as a high value and try to pick someone that would be the right fit for you? I'm not saying that person would be your servant. I would say that it's not like you are less than them. It's like you want to build something together. You feel me? So you do it like that. So in the psychology, in the beginning of the relationship phases, when it's like texting, when it's like going out or something, is that the woman has to earn your kind of attention and respect, and they would feel wanted. But if you just bombard them with a lot of attention and a lot of things, they're gonna lose interest. They're gonna be like, "Hey, I got this man already. I just do this, he's gonna come over." So you want something that's hard to earn, right? Also, if it's a woman or if it's something, if it's an object, the value comes with the rarity of that. And usually valuable things are really rare to get. So the more work you put in to get that thing, the more effort you get to have that thing, the more you're gonna appreciate it, right? So if you just give yourself to the person, to the woman, or like any person, they're gonna feel like, "Hey, this was too easy. This is not worth it. I don't want it," and they're gonna treat that person very poorly. But whereas if you bring some kind of challenge and say, "Hey, you know what? It's like what is it, seduction kind of game. You got to show some interest, step back, show some interest, step back, try to like have a tango kind of dance. It's mutual. If you try to take the whole thing, they would run off. But if you just try to be right there and see how they react, you're gonna find the right person, because if she doesn't like want to interact, you understand the beginning phase, and you don't waste your time, you don't waste your money. You'll be like, "Okay, you didn't want it, great, I'm not gonna waste my time. I will be dealing with someone who wants me as who I am. I'm not gonna change my character to please you." Sorry, because there was a really nice quote, if I can remember it properly. It says, "If you lose your money, you haven't lost anything. You lose nothing. If you lose your health, you have lost something. But if you lose your character, man, if you lose your character, you have lost everything." So have your own character and be like, "Okay, this is how I am," but at the same time, try to show them empathy and try to understand them, whether it's your friend or your girlfriend, and try to just be understanding what they say. But here's the thing, you don't need to react to all the things. You need to be very calm, and you need to tell them like, "Okay, this, that, yes." And sometimes disagree. If it's gonna stop, just stop it. Stop it completely. Go with someone that's good to you. And that's actually a few things that have happened to me. That through this kind of mentality and experience, I gained respect of a few, I don't want to say friends of mine, but a few females that really like me for who I am. And I show them respect, they show me respect. It's a very interesting and positive kind of environment, because I don't want to deal with toxic people. The toxic people, They want to take something from you. They want to change you, and they will be just like bringing some argument to you and say, hey, this, that. What is this? What is that? And I don't want that in my life at all because I had enough of that already. So if she plays mind games, psychological warfare, and she's trying to push or manipulate, by the way, I have a very good video on manipulation. You can check it out. I link it down either up there or in the description. You can check it out. That there are a lot of manipulation kind of techniques that they use indirectly to control how you react. Why is it like that? Because women, they want to choose the right mate. So why is it like that? Why are they picky? Because they're gonna get pregnant. Even if they don't get pregnant, they're going to invest their emotions and they give you like basically all they have. And they're more prone to the damage than guys because a guy can walk away, no problem, get something else. Look at it biologically. The body of a woman versus the body of a man. The body of a man is going to produce sperm throughout whole his life. Yeah, the peak years are probably between 22 to perhaps 40. After that is also possible, but it's not the best. But a woman's body is different. After a certain age, of 40 some, it's not going to be very ideal for the woman to have a baby. Otherwise, the chances of giving birth to a child with some problem is going to be very high. So that's why they're picky. They try to understand who's the right person, and they have all the right to do that. You should be very fair on that. But you do not earn her respect by saying yes, 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 yes. That's not the way it works. You should earn the respect by saying no. This is my boundary. This is what I want in my life. If you want to help me, I would appreciate it and I would help you also. But if you want to change me for your own good, that's very selfish. And I'm not going to be there to help you. If they're going to walk away, let them walk away. If she's trying to go out, just tell her to, okay, I don't think it's going to work out. Good luck and no disrespect. You find the right person, because if you beg them to stay just because you're lonely and you're afraid of spending your time alone and eating alone, they're going to feel that. They're not stupid. They're very smart actually on the details. They're going to feel that, they're going to learn that, and they're going to be like, So they're going to come up with some ideas and they're going to walk all over you and they're going to try to gain what they want. And simultaneously, they might actually catch a better guy and they go off. Because let's be honest, these days, a lot of women are just gold diggers. Social media has made it. Instagram is a huge dating market. All these dating apps with guys queuing up, standing in queues and lines just to text a girl. You think that doesn't do psychological damage to a woman? That does. Imagine you go out, all the guys would be watching you, very much interested in you. They would show interest in you and they want to talk to you. Well, you just grow sick of it. You'll be like, it doesn't work out that way. But a guy who is a challenge, a guy who is more interesting would actually be, a beautiful kind of idea for them to experience. So if you like the video, feel free to subscribe to the channel, like the video, and see you guys in the next one. By the way, here are some more videos popping up on the screen. I link also a few down in the description. You can check them out. And it's a skill, like dating or everything in life. It's a skill you learn by doing. You can watch hundreds of videos online, but it's not gonna give you the boost when you actually go and do it. You have to do it. Okay, you fail, then you learn. Imagine how you drive a car. The first time you drive a car, you don't know what the hell you're doing. So you switch on, it doesn't move. Imagine how infants learn how to walk. They try to walk, they fall again, but they stand up and walk. It's the same in everything in life. If you're afraid of trying, you will fail. So a successful person is a loser who tried another time. That's a really interesting concept. If you fall down 8 times, stand up 9 times. Try to just keep on going and great things will happen to you. If you're a woman, if you're a man, practice makes perfect. So it's also in the same, like in dating or in talking to people. They will show you some stuff, you would learn something from that experience. You would walk away to the next person, you would have some experience and it would be nice to them. And you'll be like, okay, this is my boundary, this is what I like, this is where I want to be in a few years. Where do you want to be? If they have a different idea, you will be like, okay, I full respect, but this is not the right match, this is not the right fit, so you should be searching for someone else. That way you find the right person for yourself, and that way you can actually uh, align really well with your future goals and endeavors. Otherwise, just for the sake of being with someone, it's not gonna work out. Yeah, thank you guys for watching the video, and see you guys in the next one. Feel free to like, subscribe, do whatever you want, and share it with your friends, because this can really clarify a lot of concepts, because majority of men are confused in the dating, and women, they have a lot of attention to them, so they can choose. But when it comes down to real action, well, it's kind of messy sometimes. Understand who's got what and who's got the upper hand, and it's exactly the upper hand. I'm gonna be unapologetic about it. You are either here or here, and if they're here and they know you're here, it's not gonna be a good kind of match. If you have the upper hand and you know it, well, they got to earn your respect then. So that's the whole concept of this video. Feel free to watch another video up there, and catch you guys in the next one. Bye.